Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the GFS, the GM, the ECMWF, the GFS and ECMWF Ensembles, and we'll finish up, have a look at the UK Met Office 5-day precipitation temperature as well at the end of the video. Now, we have had some interesting conditions over the last few days, variable conditions across the country, some warmer sunshine in the south, some wetter, drab weather in the far northwest, and that is going to continue over the next day. But by the end of this week, into the weekend, it does look like many areas will be seeing some pleasant spring sunshine as high pressure really does build in. Now, there has been a lot of clickbait headlines going around. I've seen of some people saying we're going real cold, other people saying we're going real warm. Those are possibilities, but by no means is it guaranteed. The only certainty we do have over the next couple of weeks is that high pressure is going to be the main driver of the weather. Whether it's over the top of us, bringing us nice spring sunshine, whether it's blocked further northwards or eastwards, bringing us northerly or easterly flows, that's still yet to be determined. So if anyone's saying it's guaranteed to go really warm or guaranteed to go really cold, they're obviously nitpicking the models or the data really. So at the moment, high pressure is going to be in control, but whether it's cold or mild or even warm is still unknown. But it does look like the next few days perhaps we will see a bit of warmth and some sunshine after some rain tomorrow. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So you start by having a look at the GFS run. Now you can see at the moment we're sort of in between weather systems. We've got low pressure, big low pressure out towards Greenland and North Canada, trying to bring in northwesterly winds. But we also have high pressure building up towards Scandinavia, dragging up more of a south to southeasterly flow. Now this air mass that's being dragged up is quite warm, and it could have given us quite pleasant or warm conditions in the far southeast tomorrow, but it's getting pushed away by those low pressure system, or the big low pressure system with its weather fronts, unfortunately. But one thing that you may have seen in the news or may have seen on Twitter or something is within this big air mass there's a lot of Saharan dust. Now that Saharan dust is going to get dragged towards the UK. You can see we do get that quite warm air mass further northwards, and the Saharan dust will carry further and mix in. Now for the UK, it shouldn't be major impacts from it. But if you do see some lighter showers, you can, and once the moisture evaporates, you may see a layering of dust, some red dust along your cars or surfaces. Also, there could be hazy sunshines and sort of a hazy reddish look to the sky as well. So do bear that in mind over the next day or two. It's nothing too unusual. Of course, we do see Saharan plumes come up. Unusual to be this early in the year, but we are, seeing a Saharan plume. It's much worse across parts of Europe. I've seen images from the Pyrenees with the slopes almost going red, really, which is not good. But for the UK, shouldn't be too bad. But could be some sort of weird images and pictures going around over the next 24 to 48 hours. Beyond that, though, we do see that low pressure eventually wins out, but high pressure firmly builds back in for Thursday and Friday. Now, initially, it's not in a massively warm air mass, so it's not going to be crazy warm. It's going to be chilly at night, low single digits, and then a day, perhaps low teens. But as that high pressure really does build in, dragging more of a southeasterly flow, we do start to see a bit of quite a warm slice of air in there. We could see temperatures going up to between 15 and 70 degrees, really quite pleasant indeed. Now, for the start of next week, it does look like we will start to drag in more cool, chilly, dry continental air, which may cool things down a little bit, maybe introduce some frosts, but we're still firmly under high pressure. Low pressure trying to influence us, and perhaps right towards the end of the run we're perhaps seeing some hints of some big amplification in the jet stream, maybe signs of that stratospheric warming that we have been talking about affecting us. You can see that high pressure is ridging more toward the North Pole, and we look over the Northern Hemisphere, you can see blocking areas of high pressure blocking up over the poles. So need to keep an eye on the longer term, but for the moment, as high pressure is going to be in and around the UK, giving us plenty of pretty pleasant spring sunshine. Now, if you have a look at the GM run, see how that does compare. Again, very similar over the next couple of days, with low pressure winning out temporarily before high pressure really builds in for the weekend. Then we see a bit of a chillier air mass for the start of next week, and then we're just firmly under high pressure. But towards day 10, something similar to the GFS, with that high pressure ridging towards Greenland, and you can see bitterly cold northerly winds are spreading southwards, with that real cold air mass getting down to minus 20 or minus 30 degrees at Andrew PHPA. If that got to the UK, we wouldn't see anything much colder than maybe minus 10 to minus 15, and even then it would be moderated significantly by the sun this time of year. And we saw a similar sort of plume of cold air last winter, in fact, at the start of April, which produced a lot of wintry showers and daytime temperatures in around 5 to 7 degrees, but feeling a lot colder. So we could see something like that, perhaps sort of a classic northerly blast into spring. But at this stage, it's only hints, and this could just be the effects of the stratospheric warming coming through, and it's not going to be resolved by any means for at least another few days, if not longer. So I wouldn't look at this too literally at this stage, but it's just a potential sort of situation we could be seeing in a week or two's time. But at the moment, similar to the GFS, high pressure bringing warm spring sunshine. So we do now have a look at the ECMWF, see how that does compare. Again, high pressure building in, looking pretty decent. High pressure continuing all the way to day 10. No major signs of any big northern blocking. Look towards the northern hemisphere. Still pretty intact to the core of the tropospheric polar vortex, so perhaps not showing that breaking down too much, but you can see those blues are retreating more towards the centre of the pole as we are warming up. But so if we go back to the UK, look towards Europe, you can see firmly under a pretty mild air mass, nothing majorly warm. Look at the temperature deviation, it's around 2 to 4 degrees above average, nothing crazy, but in the sunshine it will feel fairly pleasant indeed. It will feel pretty warm, getting up into the mid-teens, and overnight lows will be chilly, but simply because we have clear skies, and we'll see those temperatures fall away to the mid to low single digits. So if we do now have a look at the ensembles, first of all, have a look at the GFS. So you can see a bit up and down over the next sort of 5 days or so. Bit of milder than average now, colder air mass moving through with the low pressure systems, of course, precipitation tomorrow, and then we see a big rise in temperatures, and that's where we could see some quite warm conditions perhaps, getting up towards mid to high teens for daytime highs. Then around the 21st of March, in around 6 days time, so next sort of Monday, Tuesday time, we do see perhaps a bit of a colder air mass. That's that cold, chilly continental air that I did say could be coming through. Not looking bitterly cold, but not looking particularly mild either. Pretty chilly with that overnight frost, and then temperatures generally say above average. Now, of course, we do have these real cold runs appearing, and those are the ones that are showing bitterly cold easterly or northerly winds. At the moment, they are, of course, in the minority. They're a possibility, especially with the southern the major stratospheric warming, but at this stage, I wouldn't count them too much. It generally looks temperatures around or above average with a lot of high pressure around. You can see precipitation signal is minimal apart from tomorrow, where we do have heavier precipitation, or tomorrow into Thursday, where we have heavier precipitation in the east. And that's, of course, something you need to keep an eye on. But we'll have a look at the UKMO run in a minute. But generally, you can see above average, pretty decent and dry. Now, if we have a look at the ECMWF run, have a look at the midnight run, very similar. Warm at the moment, goes a little bit chillier with the low pressure system, then returns warmer before returning to around or slightly above average for the foreseeable future. Now, right towards the end of March, we do see quite a few more runs going much colder, but that's not so unusual with the spread of 50 ensemble members. You're going to expect those colder runs. So, no crazy signals of anything majorly cold. The average goes to the 1981-2010 mean, so it's firmly in the balance. But of course, we'll have to see what happens with that. Precipitation signal does increase as well, so perhaps ECMWF ensembles indicating maybe a little bit more of a breakdown in the high pressure, but remain a bit sceptical of that, as of course it's 2 weeks in advance, and that's way too far ahead really to have any decent predictions. So definitely next week or two, or next week, let's just say, high pressure is going to be firmly in control. Beyond that, depends on what happens with the high pressure, where it goes, and if we do see that stratospheric warming propagate throughout the atmosphere. So we do finish up the video by having a look at the UKMO Operational Run, have a look at precipitation and temperature. Now, of course, we've got precipitation over the next 24 hours, but beyond that, it does look like it will really be quite dry. So you can see precipitation moving in from the west at the moment, sort of fizzling away. By tomorrow, though, it sort of peps back up. We see heavy rain across parts of the east, and especially the far southeast through Wednesday evening. Elsewhere, clear skies arrive. More showers in the far northwest, as low pressure does still try and push in through Thursday. But by Friday, high pressure firmly builds in. You can see hardly any showers, maybe across the far south as we start to pull in a bit of an easterly flow. A few convective showers popping up, but generally really dry, and it will be quite mild, or if not warm. Now if you look at those max temperatures, now you can see today, temperatures got up to around 14, 15 degrees, pretty decent indeed, nothing too crazy. But in the sunshine, it was pleasant. But of course, once that sun goes down, temperatures do fall away, and you can see overnight tonight, temperatures widely falling down to freezing across Ireland and in the north. Maybe it's only 7 or 8 degrees in the sort of the central England, but of course, cloud is building in, so keeping those temperatures up. By Wednesday afternoon, we had the potential to be quite warm. We have quite a warm air mass in place, but temperatures really going to struggle to low double digits in areas in the southeast. Further northwards and westwards, more in the low pressure, and the colder air mass could be chillier than that. Overnight, though, temperatures are going to drop away widely low single digits, if not down towards freezing. And then by Thursday, temperatures are going to rise a bit to 12, 13 degrees. Again, chilly overnight. And by Friday in the afternoon, rising up once again, 14, 15 degrees across parts of England, Wales and Ireland. Chilly overnight once again, mid to low single digits with the higher pressure. Saturday afternoon, once again, widely. So 12, 13, 14 degrees, and you can see across the far north of Scotland where we could get the Fern effect, where air descends off the mountains, compresses and warms up. 17 degrees is a possibility. And of course Sunday night is going to be chilly, and by Sunday afternoon, once again, 7 to 10 degrees, but that's of course that chillier air mass moving in. So just like we're going to be seeing some sunshine, we're going to be seeing some mild or even warmer weather. So hopefully we can all look forward to that. And fingers crossed that we don't see any massive cold blasts coming up. It is a possibility, and I know probably some people are looking forward to something like that. But at this stage, it is a little bit late in the year, really. So getting anything majorly cold, it will affect many services, of course, and sort of crops and plants. Of course, actually we are heading into the bulk of spring now. As we head into April, it is damaging to be seeing any significant frosts or snowfalls or cold weather in general. So hopefully we don't do anything too major, but at this stage can't rule it out. We have to keep our eyes on what happens with that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you go out there and enjoy the sunshine over the course of sort of Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and for some areas on Thursday as well. And I'll see you again for another video soon.